Hi guys, welcome to the video. Today we are doing a little bit of an outing, and so this was a beautiful blue sky day. We were going to a wool shop actually, and then we ended up here. So I think in the video for the like a biggest haul of 2022 or something like that, it was around Christmas time, I showed some footage of me and my sister going to this wool shop, and then we found this little park. So we came into it kind of from the other way, down some stairs, and we didn't really realise it, but on the other side there was a marina. So just this tiny little marina, it's got like 20 boats and this little bridge across to the actual park. And yeah, it's just this really beautiful, so this is like an inlet from the Hudson River, and there were all these Canadian geese there, so it was a really, really beautiful day. So it looks really serene in the videos, but on the actual day there were people everywhere. There was a lot of noise and like commotion. There were bikes and skateboards and just people, you know, going everywhere. So we were standing here kind of looking at the geese, and in the beginning I didn't even want to film because I was just quite tired. And then I'm actually really glad that I kind of picked up the camera. So it was just so beautiful. And I was, you know, in the last few videos I've been working on and thinking about like painting on location, how to kind of do that. And I was standing here kind of debating back and forth for a few minutes, like, should I go and get my sketchbook? We had the car there, so I had my sketchbook in the car, because we'd actually been looking for just the place where my sister and I came the other week, and then we found this side of the park, so you know, I was planning on just more painting those steps. Yeah, and so anyway, so I stood here for a couple of minutes trying to think about, you know, whether or not to get the sketchbook, but I was also just really enjoying just the view and just being there. So one of the things that is quite I guess a little bit overwhelming when you go somewhere, like there was 20 different things that I would have liked to paint, like just the actual view of the Hudson River with the Tappan Zee Bridge behind it, and then like the bridge the little like wooden bridge we were on, and then there were like signs, the boats and trees, and but then I just kept sort of being drawn back to the ducks and the geese, and there was like, I mean, the water was putting on such a show. It was so beautiful. It was like fireworks in the water, and like you can see there when the ducks like swam through the sunlight. It was so beautiful. So I thought that I might like to just paint this this moment as just painting the moment, sort of more as a record of being there. So I went and got my sketchbook. The sketch only lasted maybe 2 or 3 minutes. It was a very, very quick sketch. I actually just pulled it out right on the bridge here. You'll see this in a minute. And I at one point I heard some teenagers behind us say, oh look, there's an artist, and I was like, no, just a low-key visitor to the park, just like you guys. Like, I'm sure that some of them can really, you know, could have probably done some amazing art. So yeah, and then yeah, I'll explain a little bit about the, like, you know, the whole, like, here we go. So you can see like it was quite windy as well, and so I just set up my little palette and everything just there on the, like, actually just right on the bridge, which was really nice actually. And then it's just, you can see like a small sketch, but I was really happy with it. So in the beginning here you can see like I was quite nervous, and I wasn't even sure like the colours and everything, and the strokes you can see are a little bit you know, struggling, but then like I started to try and figure it out, and then like I was nearly finished like with the, you can see like where the geese's nose kind of went into the painting. I heard a man's voice right behind me. It startled me, and then my brush went off, and I thought maybe I could fix that, but then I thought, no, that's like part of the whole kind of experience of just being there and trying to, paint in public. It was very tricky, and like because we were on this bridge, like people were walking back and forth, but I didn't want to sit like there was some people on the chairs and stuff, so I didn't want to go somewhere that wasn't public. Anyway, it was pretty exciting. And then as we were driving out, we saw the beautiful the yellow umbrellas there, and then like the striped ones. So I actually started a couple of other sketches on the way home, so just in the car. But I wanted to finish off this one, and I wanted to show you how I've been using the Museum Aquarelle pencils. So in the last couple of videos we've been working on the neo colors, and then for this one I wanted to pull out a watercolor pencil. So these are fairly pricey, but they are just so beautiful. They're so highly pigmented. So when you're using them in this way, you're putting down a lot of pigment and dipping them in the water, and then sort of, because this paper is cold pressed paper, so you've got a little bit of a tooth on it. You can see kind of where the lead is kind of picking up on the tooth and giving you kind of more of a sketchy feeling, which I really enjoy. I did try this with a couple of other brands of watercolor pencils, and they just don't have the same amount of pigment in them, so it doesn't kind of work in exactly the same way. But you can also see that I'm just using my finger there as well, so to kind of like a paintbrush basically to spread out the color, and it was just really enjoyable. So at one, but like here, I don't show it on the camera, but I did this, and the pencil was quite dry, so then I just dipped my finger in the water and then used it like a paintbrush. But I'm just showing you here like my pencil roll. So I did add a few more of the Museum Aquarelle, the watercolor pencils, and then also some little pastel pencils, just a selection in a pocket there at the back as well. So the main colors that I used I'll actually link below. I really loved the Sepia 50% and the Sepia 10% to add like the shadows and a little bit of depth. And then I was using like the lemon yellow, the light malachite green, and I think the scarlet red. So yeah, just really enjoyable. So then what I thought we would do here is, rather than there was little bushes at kind of separating the road from the cafe. And so I thought we would just use, sorry about that, my timer for food. So I thought we would just use the ink instead, and just put some water down and then let the ink do its thing there. So that was really nice as well. And you can see like I didn't really finish the people in this sketch, because one of the things I'm working on these sketches in this book is that I want them to be under, like, in a sort of limited amount of time. I don't want to prolong them. I don't want to be working on them for too long. So I just figured that that was enough for this sketch. One of the nice things about this kind of book and doing these last few videos is kind of practicing these things. And also here, like this little florist, and then you'll see in a minute a blue building. And they really caught my attention, so I wanted to put those into like this really beautiful blue building. So I wanted to put those into a sketch. So again, I'm just in the car sketching this, and if I would have done it at home, I would have done things a little bit differently, I think. But again, I'm trying to think about like sketching quickly and kind of putting together a composition on the spot. So yeah, and then again, just layering up those materials. So I didn't really love the layout of this, but I really did like the colors and how kind of things were layering. So this is where I was starting to use the Museum Aquarelles and do what we had done in the previous one. I don't show that here because I wasn't filming that, but yeah. One of the tips that I kind of have about sketching on location is to start practicing things that you're going to see beforehand, so that you kind of already have a little bit of a mental, like a reference, encyclopedia kind of there for how you want to paint things. And you could see there that that was the little cafe kind of thing, outdoor thing that we painted last week. So yeah, and clouds. I'm always loving these beautiful little clouds. That was the wool shop haul. And then this was Rosie's home goods haul. So yeah, she got a few little toys. So yeah, that was the kind of plein air part, and then this is, and again, like this is a work in progress for me and something I'm kind of still working on. And then this one here is, so I made a little easel with a box and kind of have this board underneath this large watercolor paper, and I'm wanting to work on a bigger painting of the geese and being there at the river. So yeah, I started that with a lot of wet on wet, and I also put some what's it called, masking fluid on the where I wanted the sparkles to stay white, and then just kind of thinking about the way the water works. Actually painting water with water is quite nice, but kind of thinking, it's very difficult actually. It's been something I've been thinking about for quite a while, how to paint the water, how to paint those ripples. And you've got the wind blowing across the surface in quite a few different ways all at once. So some are making smaller ripples, some are larger, some are circular, and yeah, it's really interesting and quite nice to kind of think about that. And so I didn't end up finishing this painting. I'm probably about a quarter of the way through. But I thought it would be nice to see kind of the difference between painting on location and then an actual finished painting, from being there, from experiencing, that moment, and all the different things that sort of go into the makeup of that moment. Like the sparkling water was so beautiful, and the geese were so beautiful. My sister used to have some geese that would come and like fly past her window and knock on her window to get them to feed them. So it's always really nice to see them and kind of have that connection. And yeah, so anyway, I will show you the rest of the painting once it's actually finished. But I wanted to also show you one of my favourite books. So this is an art book, Impressionists in Winter. The Effects of Snow is essentially what that says. And so this is quite a few painters painting plein air in the snow. And this is something that I have been also thinking about and wanting to do. I really, really love this book. I love the colours, the way they've captured the snow. One of the things I also really love about a lot of these paintings, you either have like it's quite soft contrast. Some of them are quite high contrast, but I'll show you one here in a minute, and it's yeah, just the colours are so beautiful. Like it's really soft and really lovely. So and some of them do have like quite a nice amount of contrast. And like I especially love the ones with, like, this is just so beautiful, the way that he's painted that. And then the ones with people, like these ones, these are really, really lovely. And you can feel like that movement and excitement of the people in the snow. Yeah, but then like I really love these like really compressed value range, like really, like this one, I absolutely love it. Yeah, and then you can also see here like the haystacks, and then he did it in different light, different ways. So this has been like a real inspiration. I'm really interested in painting the snow, and I will show you in a minute a couple of clips, I think from my December vlog, nature vlog. And yeah, I've been I love that. I have been wanting to, and this, like, it's so beautiful. So I've been wanting to paint some of these scenes, like, so these ones. So hopefully, like kind of working and thinking about this plein air now is really something that I'm working towards, like, more for winter. So yeah, like, I've really wanted to kind of just, like, I'll see something out the window sometimes and I'll think, oh, I could paint that, and then I don't know if I could or not. So yeah, anyway, if you guys also have any tips, then let us know below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.